Hey, what's up, y'all? I want to talk to everybody today about something I always think about this time of year because I'm missing it. Here we are in January, um, kind of the dead of winter. I know it doesn't last long, but it's the dead of our winter, right? But what I missed this year, man, are tidal water tournaments. I didn't. I guess I wouldn't say I didn't learn to bass fish in tidal water, but it did. I spent a good bit of those early years going down there as often as I could because it was so different, man. And I really think that since it took a long time for that kind of like style of fishery to really click with me, but I think since I it did, it really like helped my progress a lot. And there's a couple of factors, but I really think the most important one, and this is kind of like the overriding, I guess, theme of the video today, is just figuring out that timing was everything. Whether you're fishing shallow, whether you're fishing deep, it doesn't matter. You're in the right place at the wrong time. It doesn't mean much. Sometimes if you're in the wrong place at the right time, it can be good. Anyway, it's an old Dr. John song. Anyway, um, kind of sorry, got derailed there a little bit. But tidal water really makes you focus on that aspect of putting together a good day, is making sure you're at point A in this time slot, and a lot of that stuff carries over to reservoirs, to rivers, all that, but maybe to a lesser degree, if that makes sense. And that should always be in the forefront of your mind. And a quick example, and the most obvious one I can think of, is probably the most basic pattern in any kind of tidal system is fishing drains or little runouts or ditches that run into a main canal for some backwaters, right? I mean, that's kind of where everybody should start when you're trying to figure out tidal bass. And one thing I noticed, and this is just one of those little things, if there's too much current, it's not good. There's no current, it's not good. There's those little sweet spots where the current's just right. Boom, they'll pull up to feed. You can catch them for 45 minutes, catch them for an hour, then doom, it's done just like that. You know, and those little runouts aren't the only places that happens. But like I said, it's the most obvious, and that's a good place to start if you're not familiar uh, with tidal water fishing. Just drains, man. That's 101. It's a surefire way to get some bites. I think every tournament that I've fished, in tidal water along the Gulf Coast, those drains have kind of worked into my strategy. Um, if they're available, and that they are going to be available pretty much in any of those locations. And another one, man, is just there's something about tidal water. There's just the joy of getting out and fishing is so good. I normally, starting in May and going all the way through those first couple of big cold fronts, some of my favorite trips are always in the marsh somewhere. It's the wildlife, it's the smells, it's the atmosphere, it's that it's a natural body of water that the fish fight harder. They're really healthy for the most part. Uh, they're super aggressive when you catch them in that window. So anyway, I guess the point of this video is if you feel like you haven't spent enough time in those fisheries, go do that. And a great opportunity to do so is the Bass Nation event that Swamp Country is putting on in St. Bernard Parish. That's coming up on February the 17th. I want to say they changed the date. Uh, but what a fantastic club. Sean, Jonathan, thank you guys for putting that on and keeping it going. I think this is in the third year that they're going to be running it. It is a BASS affiliated Bass Kayak Series. So you can definitely work your way up through that to get into the Kayak Classic eventually. They always have a good turnout. It's always a good time. I fished a few of their events in the past, and I definitely want to make all of them this year. That's the goal. So yeah, get down and go to St. Bernard Parish and kind of work on those tidal chops, if you will, man. It's just a fantastic place to fish. Always a lot of fun. So yeah, that just about wraps it up. I want to add, if I can get a link to a couple things that I from Southern Punch that I really like to use down in the marsh. I'll hook up the link there so y'all can support a local company and get some of the Tidal essentials. He has a good selection of stuff. Jeff Winston does. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Get down to the coast if you can. Always a good time. Thank you.